Hey there Disney fans, nerds, and geeks, I'm Camden from the Disney Nook, and today we're going to be doing a re-review of sorts of Disney's Hollywood Studios' brand new Fantasmic. So Disney unveiled their new Fantasmic show at Disney's Hollywood Studios back in November, and I did have the chance to see it in its opening week. So I'm not going to go too in-depth on the entire show because I did a whole video dedicated to the previous show. So any segments that repeat, and I've already stated my thoughts on it, and you can go watch them in this video right here, my Fantasmic versus Fantasmic review, where I review Disneyland's Fantasmic versus Hollywood Studios. Obviously that's a bit dated now. So basically I'm just going to be going over the newer scenes and see if Hollywood Studios can actually stand a chance against Disneyland's Fantasmic. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get into it. That was such a classic YouTuber thing to do. Alrighty, for the opening sequence, it's the same and as beautiful as ever. We get lots of colors, lots of fireworks, lots of water, Mickey and his sparkler hands. The intro sequence pretty much stays the same. And then Sorcerer Mickey appears, he gets into trouble, we enter his dream world, and we enter this flower segment, which is just a bunch of people in like a flower puppet costume, pretty much covered by projection screens. And it's not actually that impressive because the flower isn't lit up, and it's just a bunch of actors just kind of like in the suit twirling around. It's a flower! There's flowers! Welcome. After that we get into the Jungle Book / Lion King sequence. Not much I can say other than I do believe they revamped their puppets, floats and all that. They made it brighter, added more lights, maybe just polished it a bit. So I would definitely say that the Lion King Jungle Book segment is much better because it's way more visible and way more appealing to look at. The bubbles. Water screens come up, we get bubbles. Look into all the different characters. It's a very long projection sequence. We have a little Be Our Guest number, a little Under the Scene number. It's all just in preparation, like stalling for time as we get on to the bigger live action performances that just need to go and have everything ready to make sure everything runs smoothly. Not a huge fan of projections, but I understand why it's necessary. At the end of this projection segment, Mickey's like, I need help. Let's call upon the heroes. And here's where we get into our new segments. Now, as you may recall, the last Fantasmic show had a Pocahontas segment, but it was overrun by white men. A lot of white men singing Savages, which is not the worst song in the soundtrack, but like, why would you choose that song? John Smith has his hero moment. And then Pocahontas, like I said before, gets like 10 seconds to stand there and look pretty, and then it's over. No, not today. Pocahontas herself, her own standalone person, gets her own segment with Colors of the Wind. Again, the Disneyfied version of the Pocahontas story is iffy at best, racist at worst. I stand by that statement. But it's a better segment than what there was previously. Projection screens come up as a transition, and you can tell that they definitely updated some of these sequences, mainly because it's easy to update. It's just a video. Some scenes of like Encanto show up on the projection screens. But this is all just a transitioning point into Mulan. Absolutely amazing. She shows up with Li Shang. They do a whole I'll make a man out of you sequence, fight choreography, little dance. It's nice. The fireworks accompanied with it is nice. However, this is a very, very, very big stage. And there are 2 people on stage. I feel like it's tough to do choreography that's, you're trying to go big with it, but you can't really go big with a choreography if you only have 2 people on a massive stage. But the way that the stage is lit, you can still see a good portion of the mountain. So it just kind of they didn't really proportion the scene right to feed to the viewer. Another thing is the water screens come up constantly during the scene. And if you aren't on those 4 corners that can see right through them, you're not gonna get a full view of the live action fighting. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. I'm glad that we have Mulan, but damn it. Alrighty, the next segment we have is Aladdin, and they make great use of the stage here. Aladdin's running around. It's one jump ahead. There are guards chasing after him, trying to climb up the mountain while Aladdin is successfully climbing up the mountain. We have that cool stunt like trampoline wall thing where the guys are constantly jumping up and falling down. I love that stunt. And here we still do get that rope swing stunt that John Smith used to do, except it's better throw my hand and wish me happy landing. All I gotta do is jump. You know, that? Perfect. Perfect. Aladdin gets a little slow song to close out a segment, and then we're on to the next one. Alrighty, if there's one thing Disney loves to do most is they love to capitalize on Frozen. Yes, Frozen is next, specifically just Elsa. And we get arguably the best song ever. Show Yourself, which I do get tears, chills, every time I hear the song. I don't even need to see anything. I hear the song and I cry. It's so good. I have a couple of issues here again. The lighting. Elsa is in a white and blue costume, and the lighting is white and blue. And it washes her out. She has white hair. She's a white woman in a white dress. You can't put a white or blue light on her without really getting rid of her. And then we also have that same problem from Mulan's segment. The water screens. The water screens keep coming up and showing projections of snowflakes and ice, and you can't see her. Now, obviously, there are some good points. You know, the song is great. I feel like the actress does well. You know, she gets an outfit transformation and Elsa's staple. Her ending is fantastic. She just does like a power fist into the ground. It's beautiful. It's just done wrong. You can't see her, and that's a problem. You can't catch it on video. It's hard to see with the naked eye. The next segment is really, really good. And it's Moana. Moana is at the base of the stage in the water, moving around, kicking up the water, really emphasizing her power. All lights are on her, and this scene is lit beautifully. This is a fantastic scene. She has the heart of Tafiti. Her ending, she moves around the stage. You can see all of the water fountains around her that don't impede her. She's so beautiful. She's amazing. This is easily the best segment of the show. That's pretty much it for all the new segments, and then we get right into the princess segment. Obviously, we got the floats. We got Snow White and Florian. We got Belle and Adam. We have Ariel and Eric. The floats are also updated. It's brighter and I like it. And then the villain segment begins. Honestly, there's really no change from this point forward other than light improvements, general show improvements. Some of the projections on the water screens are updated. Like, we get more villains shown in the projections, like Hades and that guy from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't know his name. I've never seen the movie. I'm so sorry. We still get our Jafar Snake segment. It's still good. It's still good. Maleficent, her segment is still, I think, as good as ever, even though it's still goofy. I don't know why they didn't update her segment, like, at all. Her dragon, it's still a very odd, funky, stationary puppet. We still get Knight Mickey coming in, pulling the sword out of stone, killing Maleficent. She gets her amazing electrified death scene. It's goofy, but we love Maleficent, so it's okay. And then all the villains are defeated. Tinkerbell comes in a projection, restores light. The steamboat comes around. The steamboat does have some new lights, some new sparklers on the back. We get characters like Mary Poppins, Geppetto, the Seven Dwarfs, Chip and Dale. No Princess Aurora, but that's just a personal gripe, no genuine hate. Sorcerer Mickey comes in, we get our big fantastical ending, fireworks are on beat, lights are on beat, water fountains are on beat. It's still amazing, it's still great. He gets his transformation, and it ends. Again, I sped through the parts that I have already reviewed because I don't have anything else to say on it. All in all, it definitely improved. Thinking on it, let's think back to Disneyland's Fantasmic. You know, they have Pirates of the Caribbean. They have that big live action boat scene. They still have more projections at Disneyland. Disneyland also has the better Maleficent. I still think that Disney World has the better stage and setup and a place to sit. This new and improved Fantasmic, I feel, has a better storyline, and you can see where we're going with it almost from the get-go. Again, it is improved. They chose the right characters, they had the right ideas, but it's the bad bits that make it feel really weighed down. Obviously, you can't have a perfect show, but I feel like there are some simple things to actually make this a good show because you have the potential for this to be a perfect show. Disneyland's Fantasmic, I think, is still better, but with these quick and easy fixes, if they just switch up the lighting a bit, work on it a bit more, polish it, but as for right now, with the goofy Maleficent, and then the iffy Elsa and Mulan scenes, still not as good as Disneyland's Fantasmic. Anyways, those are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Put them down in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Toodles!